All right, made you wait too long already. That's my fault. My apologies here. The Canadian in me will not allow you to sit through the damn GTA music after I already made you wait an extra 5 minutes here. Happy day before Thanksgiving. We're going to have some fun here. Some shouts off the top. Badge Brigade doing what the Badge Brigade does. Big shouts to Underdog. Man, they've been nothing but short of fantastic to us since we started jumping in the content streets. This has been a lot of fun. We published our first bit of written content yesterday. If you have not seen that yet, link in the bio there. But just so fun. Hayden reached out to us, came up with this idea that we could do a collab like this, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. People helping people, talking about the games we love. So much respect to them. Big shouts there. And big shouts right off the top to one of longtime supporters, the man who puts in so much work in the draft board amalgamation. Is that a good word for that? And builds the sheet each week. Chad, man, big shouts to Chad. Goes by Lee with a bunch of numbers in the Underdog streets. Couldn't be happier for someone taking down a 6K prize last night, taking down the NBA there. I'm going to bring in the boys because I had one more thing to say, but I think my internet's jumping all over. Am I jumping all over again, guys?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Not to me.
Oh, he is for me. He is for me. So I was wondering if it's everyone else is, but I don't know. Well. So we can still hear you, chop in, right. Chop out,
Yeah. Give us your feedback in the chat if John's messing up.
Is he lagging a little bit? Is he not? Then is it just me over here? But
yeah. Oh, Zachy G jumping in here, going first and second in the hockey drafts last night. Man, nothing but winners. Just surrounded by winners out here. Underdog jumping in. Yo, big reps.
Oh, man. It is.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun show. We're going to dive further into the turkey. Did a bunch more last night, so got even a firmer grip on that slate, or so I think, until it all just flips on its head tomorrow. But feeling confident right now about the slate. You guys jump in a little bit more last night?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. If you look at that turkey draft board thing, a lot of it is me, and then and T AANT. Yeah, and it's called like and T. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm jumping in. I'm gonna start. I'm actually traveling to the in-laws today, so like later tonight. So I'm gonna be trying to jam as much as I can in the turkey, the cranberry, leftovers. What I can of hoops,
baby, let's go.
But my goodness, I might just skip. I might just do a couple. I've already done a couple. Might just do a couple just for fun, and then just be like, I can't be tapped into hoops. Like, I will just say for anyone doing hoops today, just right off the bat, like we may not cover it, especially right now. Specifically, 12 games, 5 teams on a back-to-back, no games tomorrow. I could see 5 people just resting that we are expecting playing today, and then 2 people coming up. So it's just going to be a mess. So just get ready for Swap City and embrace the variance. So on to the turkey. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Good. No, good shout out the top there just Definitely. For a quick overview of the slate because, we all love our hoops. So
hoops guys.
Yeah. Just it's the Thanksgiving, the holiday in before or like coming after with no games. Like you could theoretically be like, give them a couple days off. You know what I mean? Like, so we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
We got a seventh place in puck hanging out as well.
Wow.
Man, look at this, man. Brigade.
We love it.
Our boy Zachy.
Yeah, we brought that one up.
Okay, so I was making sure. Yeah, man. We got some straight winners here, man. This is what we do. Like, you guys got to understand. This isn't nothing to be surprised about. This is what we do, baby.
Yeah,
we win.
And I will say the winning lineup, Chad's winning lineup was just a chef's kiss of just playing the boards, getting a little lucky with the UT swap or the U to Watanabe swap. Like it's still a good pick. Like his process of getting questionable guys at the end, specifically for the Jokic swap. That's why he did it. So that's why I say like that's just chef's kiss because it was beautiful. I mean, Jokic 6th-round swap, you can't get any better than that when he basically comes out and, well, even though he didn't put up the highest, he broke the slate in terms of what he could do. So, yeah, just shouts out again to that big brain out there. So anyone that is, again, not in those Discord streets, we're talking about this all day, whether it's basketball, football, hockey, soon to be baseball. So, yeah, a lot of strategy talk that, we covered. This was being covered midday and the strats were going down. So, a lot of people could have jumped on that same thing. So,
well, I think that's the beautiful thing, right? Is it's just a community of people helping each other that all have the same goal, right? I mean, these games,
100%.
though only one person can win each night, these games are not zero sum. Like, we can share knowledge, we can talk through slates together, we can still find ways that everybody can be profitable in these game environments by sharing knowledge, right? Like, we don't have to keep our cards so close to our vest and not share with one another. And that's the beauty of like just organic discourse in our Discord, on Twitter, whatever it is on this platform. Anyways, whatever. Fuck me. Let's stop rambling here. Let's jump in these drafts.
Drafts
today, baby.
Enough with the sentimental bullshit, man. We
Yeah,
get it.
I know.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support. Yada yada. Let's go win some money, man. It's Wednesday.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I love all of you guys when we're drafting, but when it's going, like, screw all of you. I want the winner. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you all can have second and whatever it is. But if you're in my lobby, it's like, hope you get second. That's all I'm saying. No.
Let's jump right into some drafts today. Okay, so today's gonna be kind of fun. We are gonna actually run. I kind of buried the lead a little bit there. We're gonna run 2 shows today. We're gonna do 2. I'll leave the producing to me, sir. We're gonna run 2 shows today. So we're gonna do 2 short, predominantly draft heavy shows. This first show, we're each going to draft an individual team of ours and then let you guys pick through them, see who had the best build, who had the best team, and then draft one together. And then we're going to run it back again this afternoon with Pete at, what did we say, 2:30 Eastern?
2:45.
2:45 Eastern.
So we might be on like at 2:30, and then he'll jump on like 15 minutes after. But yeah, he'll be in that 2:45, 3:15 range.
Yeah. And we're going to do our little bit of, that's going to be our little let the hair down, get a little loose, maybe have a couple wobblies together. You know, maybe mix in a couple drinking games. We'll see how it goes there. First things first, Chad's data before we jump into this. Let me hit a refresh right now. We got 44 drafts. So shout out to everybody who's been contributing the draft boards there. One thing that has become apparent to me, and I think to everybody else, sorry, let me bring up the combinatorial ownership tab. This one right here. We talked yesterday how we thought the Josh Allen plus Gabe Davis would not be as readily available anymore. It still seems that it's apparently available, no? We're getting it at a 31% clip out of 44 drafts. I don't know. What do you guys got to add there? I'm thinking something that we didn't think was obtainable that now is still obtainable.
Right.
Well, you can go back. I did say it's still obtainable because that day I was getting, I had it and I was seeing it, and I was thinking, like, I still think people are falling into it more often than not. Like, although it did have that cutoff, like, you just needed one pick and then you would get the kind of the Gabe Davis to fall right to you.
I would say that this number that you see here is how often Gabe Davis makes it to the Josh Allen owner, because
that's a good point.
There's like I don't think anybody's passing up Gabe Davis if you draft Josh Allen. Like, maybe like a fraction of a percent of drafters are like saying, nah, I drafted Josh Allen, I don't want Gabe Davis. Like, I would be very, 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 very surprised if this is not like every time Gabe Davis makes it. He's taking. You just
click it. Yeah, that's actually a really sharp point. I think the only possible galaxy brain way that it would not occur that way is if the tight ends ran in the middle of the second round, and then at that first slot or that second slot where you took Josh Allen, you opted for like Singletary Knox onslaught over Gabe Davis, but I don't think very many people would ever even consider that. That would be a very niche 1% outcome kind of deal.
So that's why, like, I think, I would say that like one in every 3 drafts I'm getting Gabe with Josh. I'm been really hot with my 1 and 2 spots.
Must be nice.
Have a good. Man, every time it happens, it's like, this is the week where Josh Allen, like, like I'm just expecting the worst. I'm expecting Dak to go like nuclear. I have no Dak Prescott, and it's literally just because of like where I'm been drafting. So I'm just just fully expecting things to break in a way that doesn't benefit me.
One other thing that we touched on yesterday or in one of the segments that I was talking about was this right here. How I am personally gravitating to these 2-2 builds in this contest because of the floor associated with the projectable volume and depth at the running back position in a shorter slate. Have you guys found yourself doing similar, or am I out to lunch on that one?
I think I'm probably about the same. I haven't really dove in too micro into my stuff. Where are you coming out, Numi?
Some in my last like 20 drafts, I've had like just a new strat. I'm actually on I'm on like the 1-3-1 side, I would say, or like the 1-3 side. Specifically because I've just been trying to do something where I get 3 wideouts, and I think the drop off from Josh Allen, yes, but then the Dak and the rest of them, I think it's not that big, and then the tight end position isn't that great, or isn't that big of a drop off from like ceiling to the rest. Obviously, you have Brock Wright, and then the running backs. Also, you still have some guys that could potentially, versus you get down there and it's the wideouts, and it's just absolutely gross. So I've just been kind of doing like, weirdly enough, it doesn't make sense, but bully wideout, where I'll just my first 3 picks, I'll take all 3 wideouts, and then just take basically the leftovers, what that is. And sometimes you can luck into still like a guy that you would equate a higher tier. So if I like broke down my draft, I would actually think I'm like maybe 60-70% 3 wide receivers
on the other side. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. And then a bunch of them other would actually be 2 tight ends. Like, so
interesting.
I would say, maybe 50% like 3 wide receivers, 25% 3 tight end, and 25% 2 running back.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very interesting because you're going to be instantly unique that way. And I think you're basically implementing the exact same strategy in which we're talking about, but you're flipping the build. So you're taking the projectable volume and you're going, hey, that projectable volume is there late. So why don't I stockpile the elite wide receiver and then just hope I find my way into the 8 touches and a touchdown from Damian Harris, from DeAndre Swift, from something like that. And if Jamal Williams happens to fall one time to the 5th, you're there to slap it up, right?
Yeah, 100%. To be honest with you, it's like basically piggyback on what you two said yesterday, which is he's drafting these one at a time, thinking everything 100% through, like more than he would normally. Like and then also to your instinct of having, you don't need to shoot for the ceiling in these last picks. You can just get more floor. So like I've been using that together, and just I identified that, and my identification was kind of like 3 wide receivers you can get, and then the other places you're not giving up that much of from the tier. Obviously, obviously the top tier wideouts you're just not going to be able to get other than the first. But so many people are just like, oh, I need to take a running back here. It's like, well, I'm going to wait. And it's gross, but I tweeted, I'm like, is it Justin Jackson week? Like, is it James Cook? Like, these running backs back there, who's to say? Like, I'm telling my story, like Nez said, and it's like these other running backs just don't get there. And the other running backs put up enough, and then I have to capitalize on having the clear-cut higher wide receivers that can put up. So it's just a way of thinking through that. That's just kind of how it felt out. But it's piggyback on your 2 points yesterday, which I think were just great. Which really it kind of just made me literally think about my process for like I did like a social media thing. Like Nez had his wife take his phone away, nothing for an hour. I was like, you know what? Let's just put everything away, not draft. Let's think about some things. I came back. I'm like, this is what I came up with. So
yeah,
So
it's helpful. It's helpful.
Truly.
This is an interesting conversation right here because we have a tight end on a team where their pass catchers are in theory decimated. We don't know if we're going to get Kenny Golladay. We don't know if we're going to get Richie Jackson.
Reggie.
Yeah. No.
I would be shocked if Reggie Jackson did make his way out there.
Your man, he's joining the team.
Yeah, Mr. October or the Clippers guard, either one. I would be fairly shocked.
Anyway, so just an interesting name to throw out there. 74% of snaps, clearly working over Tanner Hudson last week, and for the most part, largely going undrafted. I think people are gravitating to Brock Wright over him. So we can actually check back on the sheet here. Sorry, this is riveting entertainment here.
Just a quick update. I know we're talking about Turkey real quick, but I just wanted to say that Joe Burrow said that he expects Jamar Chase to play this week. So just as far as like main slate goes.
Yeah, that's a really good nugget there because he's pushing up draft boards in the same way that Ja Morant pushed up draft boards yesterday, where it's like those in the know are slowly gravitating to him. What early in the week, he was a 6th-round pick or an undrafted pick, and now on the main slate, he's slowly pushing up and he's, 4th round, 5th round. You could set up that like naked Burrow in the 4th and then just hope that the chase comes back in the 5th kind of deal. And I think people are getting wise to it. But nice little Nez nugget on the old Jamar Chase for the main slate there. Okay, so Lawrence, we're just looking at this. We have him drafted 39% of the time, stacked 18% of the time, run back 65. Honestly, the run back kind of column this week in my mind
with a grain of salt,
kind of just grain of salt, because it's a 3-game slate. It's natural run backs are going to occur when you're just buying projectable volume, when you're just buying projected points. So I'm less concerned about that, and just kind of more concerned about in instances which the pass catcher is then stacked. So just the fact that he's not going stacked with Danny Dimes and not getting drafted all that frequently, just two interesting little notes as a name that was thrown out there in the chat, and one that we hadn't touched on yet. I want to just jump into some drafts here, but I do want to do one little, I had all my tabs preloaded, and then I closed the window right before the show by clicking like the wrong link or whatever. I just wanted to get your guys's little feedback on, we talked through it yesterday in the show, but we did not show it on the show, and then Hayden posted it in that article for us, the little chart with our kind of like plays. Now, I do want to say that like I'm not in love with like the whole tout notion, and I don't want to be like touting our plays, but we are giving our opinions on here. We are sharing our thoughts and sharing our plays just in general there. But I did want to just dive a little deeper into this chart that kicked off the article of your guys' kind of favorite plays and whatnot there. Nez, Vikings onslaught. What's that look like?
Yeah, so for that expensive stack, that would be like going like straight back to like 3 picks in a row of Jefferson to Dalvin to Cousins, and then like tacking on like Thielen, or you could do like, you could throw Hawkinson in there, like take your pick. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to do a Vikings onslaught, it's going to cost your first 4 or 3 picks. I think it's interesting, getting absolutely smacked by the Cowboys. I don't think the Vikings are that bad that, that's who they are. I mean, they're 8-2. They just beat the Bills the week before. So, that was not a good game. So I think that would be a unique build and a team that can like definitely put up points. And with the defense that isn't like overly stout, the Patriots might have a chance to actually like keep up the pace a little bit there. As you can see with my cheap stack, Myers and Mac Jones, I think is a really nice cheap stack that I've been gravitating towards if I miss out on Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm. One thing I will say to the Vikings onslaught that I think it was Hayden brought up on their show yesterday, that the pressure rate of New England is like absurd. Like mm-hmm. They do exactly what the Cowboys do well as well. And that's what gave, Kirk Cousins fits last week. So could we see it run back in that same capacity where, Belichick does we take away your best weapon no matter what. They just, bracket and lock down on JJ, and then they just rush the shit out of the passer over and over again and replicate that game script. Of course, it's within range outcomes, but just a little thing that I wanted to add. Numi, Josh Allen and Gabe.
Yeah, I just think that, clear. It's just in the realms of what we just talked about getting it. You guys think it's a little more readily or basically just, I mean, you're getting it around like 33% of the time is how often he'll fall back there. I mean, if it's available for me, I'd love to click it. Obviously, you need the number 1 pick or luck box into the number 2 somehow with someone taking someone else there. And, that makes it easier. But yeah, it just, for me, get Josh Allen with, I mean, what we've seen, Gabe can take one home from 98 yards. We'll keep referencing to that. Like a guy that can do that and from any play of the field or his 4 touchdown game that he literally had. I mean, it's, yeah. So
I'm not sure there's a name on the slate other than Gabe's that could break it with a 2nd round or 3rd round ADP.
100. That's why it's like obviously paired with them. Yeah. But so not getting in the context of your teams, anything other than that. Yeah. Just my favorite stack would just be to get Josh. Obviously if you want to get technical, if you can somehow, which I think would be thrown out, get Josh Allen and Diggs. Yeah. That would be up there, but in realms of ADP content, it's going to be Josh Allen and Gabe. Yep.
I like all these late round one-offs. Swift is a bet on talent, bet on his absurd yards per route run and his targets when he's on the field. Josh Reynolds, a nice piece. Their 2nd best wide receiver, damn near undoubtedly, especially if Jameson Williams does not play. If he falls into some volume, that's great there. James Cook, we saw it last week, and James Cook, mixing him in potential blowout scripts. So something where you get that Josh Allen plus Gabe, then you get Knox from the first 1, 2, 3 picks from the 1 slot, and then going James Cook with your last pick makes a lot of sense to me. You guys are on board with that one?
Definitely.
Okay. Anything else we want to add on this chart? I just wanted to bring up a couple names that were on here. I mean, if you don't think Zeke, this is what Numi said yesterday. If you don't think Zeke's getting in the Salvation Army bucket, I can't help you. I can't. I mean, if you don't think he is jumping in there, he might go head first. He might go head first.
He's probably going to have 2-3 times at it. Yeah. So he'll probably have a new way to jump in each time. Like, yeah. It just, Thanksgiving just screams Damian Harris is for sure. Like that's the one thing I will say is to your Justin Jefferson point. Shocker, I'm actually not as heavy on Justin Jefferson as I normally am on a smaller slate specifically. And it's probably dumb because of what you said. Belichick is known for just taking away their best player. We know who the best player is. We know he can be taken away pretty easily. And we know what pressure can do. Therefore is why Dalvin Cook is my favorite player at ADP, because if you can sneak him out in the 2nd round, I just feel like that's this next guy, basically the other guy to Gabe, could just break the slate, like truly could break it. Like, so.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Dalvin Cook going behind. Like we've seen Tony Pollard explode the last 3 weeks and whatnot, but it is very interesting to see Dalvin Cook going behind him because Dalvin Cook has a way safer projection in terms of workload than Tony Pollard does. I have no idea what we're going to see from Tony Pollard this week. I mean, 6 touches to 16 touches are both within range of outcomes. Dalvin, I can pretty safely say that as long as the game doesn't fall off the rails, he's probably getting 16 touches no matter what, 18,
he's still going to be
18 looks, targets plus touches. Yeah.
He's still going to be in there for the pass work. Like in those game scripts, like he's not the guy where he is. So he's just, people don't maybe think of Del, but he gets subbed in, but it's mainly for series. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they don't take Dalvin in on certain situations. They usually spell him for a series or two. You know what I mean? That's how it works. So you just got to hope that you don't fall in the variance of the series was a good series and it's Madison. So which
that's a good shout here. 6 sacks last week from the combination of that D line,
and our line is in shambles. So
I like the Damian Harris slate. I think people are just kind of, the Damian Harris shout. I think people are just kind of forgetting that he came back and he probably wasn't 100% to go, and it's not entirely Ramondre's backfield. Anyways, let's draft some teams. The people want to see some drafts. We want to do some drafts. What do you guys say? I go first just because I got it pulled up already.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. Actually, I saw a shout in the chat looking for the DFS plays of the slate for Team Canada Soccer, and that would be John David. John David, that's the move today. Yeah, you know, Mike's asking boots on the ground, Canadian take today. John David's my guy today. Sharing the name, the double namesake.
2 first names?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? He's nasty though.
Yeah. That's just what they do.
Yeah. But that Team Canada team actually has some legit like EPL talent on it, or like you know, Alphonso Davies,
Oh,
Bayern
really?
Munich, and yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. They're good, man.
Nice.
They might be able to. And all these upsets, World Cup upsets right now got me thinking, you know, just giving me this false glimmer of hope.
Yeah, it's so easy to fall in.
They got you thinking that it's going to be a Bills just destroying, or sorry, the Lions just absolutely coming out.
No,
here
I was talking about
destroying
Canada.
I thought you were just like foreshadowing, like all these upsets. All of a sudden, now I'm out here building out Jared Goff, just onslaughts nonstop, baby.
Yeah. Oh man.
Although one thing I think so I've seen it a lot from myself. I've seen it a lot from the chats. From the chats, the draft boards, and then also just from I like to when I screenshot them. And some of them that I've missed, I'll go and look at them. It seems like a lot of people just be like, "Oh, if I get Jared Goff and I have nothing else, Brock Wright, Jared Goff, Brock Wright, Jared Goff." It's like, is that going to be one of the most common just mini stacks? Is Jared Goff, Brock Wright, because of just how the way that like ADP?
I might have 110% Brock Wright.
So I think that means you're going to have a lot of Jared Goff and Brock Wright. Or do you not have as much as I thought? Goff?
I thought I had way more. I feel like I take him all the goddamn time. I have him with like Josh Allen a lot because like
there you go. Only 11% there.
I mean,
only 11% on our sheet.
All right, there we go. I'm sharp.
Yeah. Let's actually here. This would be an interesting one to see with Josh Allen if it's higher or not. Did I not? There was a problem. Oh, we're on the clock.
You're breaking it. You're on the clock.
I broke the model. I'm on the clock.
With that being said, it's like you take JJ when you can, right? Like,
I don't know.
It's just I'm not forcing JJ over Diggs anymore. As my thought was, I kind of just take the way the draft comes. If I get 2, I'll take Diggs. I just don't want to be burned at 11 o'clock. Whatever time that the Thanksgiving football happens, I forget, or basically whatever. Then the middle of first game when Diggs has 2 touchdowns for 100 yards and 6 catches. Like, well, that sucks. But
hey, people forget. 4 years of Whitecap season tickets over here. You know, I'm a footy guy. You know,
I don't even know who that is.
The Whitecap's a MLS team in Vancouver.
Okay,
but they used to
love the team name.
They used to do, it's pretty good. They used to do a big promotion, like cross promotion with the local universities. So when I was in university, you could get season tickets for like an extremely discounted rate in the same vein that when you go to college, you can get like the student rate tickets for, football games and that sort of thing. They did the same thing, but for the MLS team, just to get people in the building. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Go in the supporters section, do the chants, hold your scarf up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is this your team, by the way? Like you're drafting this, so like when I said
this is my team,
when I said the Justin Jefferson input, I could just F right off. So
that's what I mean, but under normal circumstances,
I totally forgot. Yeah, I totally forgot. I was like, oh yeah.
I don't know how that's different than any other draft we've ever done. So,
oh my god, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's good. That's good.
Okay, I think I'm going to take Amon-Ra here because I think there's a huge talent drop off, like just in terms of projectable wide receiver volume. And then it does give me backdoor outs to double stacks here. So I did mention in that article yesterday and on the show that if I'm not building onslaughts of the favorite teams, I am looking to double stack. So in the case that I have Amon-Ra here and I wind up with a Goff team, it does become a Brock Wright team the majority of the time. But I don't know if that's right or wrong. That's just where my mind goes. You guys think that's smart or no?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I've been just punting tight end, and mostly landing on right. I think Cager, I'm going to start mixing in more, but really, it's been Brock Wright. I don't really have a take on Cager other than like he's seeing a lot of snaps, and they don't have a lot of people to catch the ball. And I also am worried that like the Giants score like 10 points. And I'm also worried that like this game fails tremendously and the Cowboys just let everybody down on Thanksgiving, because that would be just the most Cowboys thing to do against their division rival. So, my trips down narrative street, they're not always right, but I can just feel it. I can just feel it in the air that the Cowboys are just going to ruin Thanksgiving for so many families.
Well, it really does feel like a 21-17 game, 3 touchdown Zeke game. It really just screams it. Like Jerry's just like, you gotta get Zeke in. You gotta.
You just got influence, brother.
No, I was taking him regardless. He's the cover boy, man. I actually think he's just young. I think he's going for that classic disgusting Zeke game of 14 touches, 64 yards.
Like a Matt Asiata type of line.
Oh my God.
Hey, put some respect on Matt Asiata.
That's such a good shout. I love it. Yeah, Willis knows the narrative. Willis is all about the feed Zeke. Let's go.
Are you guys? I've been this morning. I was making some soup for for Thanksgiving tomorrow for my in-laws, and I was just thinking about like these like one-off wideouts that are gonna be the death of me. Kenny Galladay, of course. Like I have no Kenny Galladay. I think he might bury me. Who else was there that I was like one of these like
Raymond. Interesting.
Yeah, man, Khalif Raymond. I feel like I want to fade. I think that he's everybody's like darling right now. And me, I want like I should have a Josh Reynolds jersey for God's sake. Like I want Josh Reynolds. I want him on the upswing coming back off injury. That's who I want. And so Khalif Raymond probably going to bury me. KJ Osborne, like, one of these, it's just going to take like one of these guys. And then I'm like, holy crap, my slate is done. It's absolutely done.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to talk to that point, Ness, but I wanted to talk through this pick for 1 second first.
No, it's yours.
I was really hoping one of these 2 quarterbacks would come back my way after that. And now this team becomes a very natural, like, if I don't take Goff here, what am I doing kind of team? Because then it becomes a Mac Jones single stack unless I take, because if I take Dawson Knox here, which I think is like a clear tier above. Oh, fuck. I was thinking through my thought. Oh my God. Okay, well, let's hope that
you're lost without us, brother. You have no. You need us.
I was trying to talk through my mindset there. I do need you. Who am I kidding? My point being that like I don't want to set up a Mac Jones single, and I don't want to run Mac Jones naked. So if I'm going to pick right there to keep the consistency of this build, I think I have to snipe Goff over this player. But then the thing that makes me go like, hey, I could gamble on the Dawson Knox because he's clearly a tier above at tight end, in my opinion, is that he has Jamal Williams. And do I think he's smart enough to then not run Goff with Williams for that negative correlation? Because like you're playing Williams 4 touchdowns. Now in a nod badge room with, a random scream name, I don't think I'm going to get lucky in that regard. I think he's just going to snap up Jared Goff right here, and that's going to be that. But it's interesting. Like, yeah. I mean, it's just, I think if I was in a smarter room, no offense if these people are watching, but like I could have found my way to a better build here. And now I leave myself with this gross question of, do I want to run double tight end because they project better than like Parker, for instance? I don't know that that's true. I might just scroll that down and get weird like this. Because
I've got an Aguilar team.
Okay, because my thought process here is if you're now the last team that has been left with Mac Jones, I'm the last team. I'm left here. I don't want the Mac Jones single stack, but if I'm going to get the Mac Jones single stack, I may as well do it differently than everybody else is doing it, because I think everybody's eyes gravitate to, if you end up with Mac Jones, you're going to take one of those 2 tight ends, or you're going to take Devontae Parker because they're all staring you right in the face. So why not just scroll that down? What's the difference in betting on Nelson Aguilar over Devontae Parker? Aguilar played more snaps than him last week, right? I mean, yeah, crickets from the boys. You think I'm stupid or you think I'm okay? Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Yep. He's muted.
Thank you. I had the freaking lagging right as you cut off. So now like I'm just like waiting for you to stop talking, and then I'm like 2 minutes late. No, like I really like that. I really like getting unique with the New England wide receivers, especially if you know that Mac Jones is who you're left with. Like I think it makes all the sense in the world to scroll the F down. Throw in, I don't Tyquan Thornton. That's who's going to bury me. I don't have any Tyquan, but I threw in some Kendrick Bourne in there, thrown in some Aguilar, some Devontae, like everyone but Thornton. So that's, if you guys are looking for the skeleton key, it's Tyquan.
Yeah, let's bury Nez together. Let's all get overweight on Tyquan and just bury Nez together, and we'll just chop his money up.
I'm trying to help you guys. All right, I'm telling you. This is what's happening. Who's next? Numi, you want to go next?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, pull it up in the background there, Numi, and then we can just jump to it right away.
Yeah, we'll just flip to your tab.
I'm hoping that my whole computer does not just blow up here. Nez knows what happens when I share a screen. So.
Oh gosh.
Oh, does it go bad? Well, we could do it
goes
count and
no.
Then
Here goes nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is interesting though, because Numi talked through like 2 elite wide receivers at the front end of the draft board. That's kind of fun. I think the big decision point on this team would have been to go just to pair Cousins right there instead of taking Zeke, and then just seeing kind of what came back, if it turned into a Cousins double because Thielen came back, or if one of the tight ends happened to slide through this end of the draft board and come back. One general note about tight end with recreational rooms, I feel they don't get taken because people don't like to take tight end. I don't know if there's any merit to that thought. It's just something that I've noticed with less badge players. They don't care about the replacement value as much.
I feel the opposite, honestly.
Oh,
I think
interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I think that you, at least from what I've seen, like is Hawkinson and Schultz going like third, fourth, and it's usually while I'm still drafting skill players. So that's what's leaving me with a lot of Jonnu.
In here?
Yeah, hit control. Yeah, hit control plus.
I'm zoomed out. That's hilarious.
There you go. Get in there. All right, we got Paul in this draft with us.
Is that good? More? Cool.
Let me look. I was messing with my extensions. Yeah, that's an all-time quote. Like, Aguilar, so like that's so Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Paul?
It's a skeleton. That's the Bob take
himself. Bob takes are my favorite.
Absolute best.
Oh man, they're just so much character, so much heart in these takes. I love it so much. Yeah, Chris say never take Parker as a Miami guy. I mean,
hey, look at that, Josh Allen 2 for Paul. Love it.
You love it. Yeah, I think we're kind of all team Josh Allen 101, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to not. I really can't. Like, I don't see what taking Diggs over Allen really does for your team.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that the offense runs through Josh Allen, not through Stephon Diggs. So, like,
I would like to get a naked Josh team, but I don't think I have one yet.
I think I have. I think I have one, and it's because I was boxed out of everything.
The reason naked Josh doesn't exist as much, in my opinion, is the fact that like so much value falls in that range, you know, like value in quotations, like that are natural pairings with him, you know, because like even if Gabe Davis doesn't fall and you don't get that stack, Knox is there 100% of the time. Singletary's there 100 or, 85% of the time, something like that. It becomes very hard to go single Josh unless you're defining yourself as single Josh, right?
Are you going Singletary and Josh Allen with like any sort of like fear?
I don't love it. I don't mind it. I think I'm passing on him more than the average person, though. I do fear that just the way that their pass rate over expectation went. We talked about how last week was so weird. Like last week was a very weird week for them with the travel and all that sort of stuff, that maybe they did just lean into a heavy run script because they were playing one of the worst run Ds and blah, blah, blah. But I do fear that there is some legitimacy to Singletary getting a lot of groundwork going forward. And I think that obviously negatively correlates with Josh.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I am just like kind of interested in just getting as much of this game as possible. Just given that they're expected to score like 35 points.
Didn't the total increase? I think
it went to like 54.5. I think.
Wow.
Yeah, 54.5, and then the other game jumped one, and then New England, Minnesota stayed
at a cool 42.5 or whatever.
At a crisp, cool 42.5.
Is that
what mistake did I make?
I think the Jared Goff one. It was as soon as you did like
the Knox
auto.
Oh yeah.
That's an interesting pick. Devontae Parker over Myers, Slayton, Thielen, and Gallup.
There you go, man. There's your luck again.
I might do something really disgusting, and I shouldn't. So I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's a fun little pick here.
Yeah, you got these
I think I
lobbies
know.
are cracked.
Nobody runs pure. Oh, interesting. Fun.
So how I see this and how I'm thinking about it is, again, so I'll just kind of explain it, is I don't know how many people are willing to give up that running back at the turn and then impair, not take another running back again. So I'm leaving myself to the bottom tier outs if I want with any stack. And then I can get any other running back. Maybe one falls. I mean, we already see James Mitchell is going, so that's fun. This guy's team.
What in the?
So can you all see this? Sorry. There you
go. Yeah. Brianna Marie. What are you doing, Brianna?
Sorry, that might be better. It's interesting, to say the least. What is she cooking?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just my thought. Again, I'm playing out different, but like each draft, and I'll get in there. And I don't know. I'm really trying to just not be so heavy, because if I'm going to be heavy, I'm probably going to lean towards what I don't want to be heavy on. And that's, my instinct is like, just go heavy on Vikings. But it's like, I really like the Detroit side. I don't know why. I really feel like, obviously with the total, but I feel like Detroit put in that script where they're just going to have to pass. Most likely. That's what we think. You know what I mean? I don't know how it's going to go. Just a fun side to play. So that game overall, everyone likes that game. And I also just really like the Detroit side. Like, I love Amon-Ra. Like you said, I think he's a great pick. So I just might as well just get unique combinations.
That's a nice start.
Numi, I was going to ask, so for my money, I would have taken Daniel Jones there and probably ran him naked. And then I would have taken Singletary as my one-off piece to be the touchdowns in the other game in an uncorrelated fashion to Josh Allen. I think that's where I would have gone. But when you take Myers there, are you now setting up the fact that you're just like, this is a Mac Jones build?
Well, see, I can still get naked Daniel Jones here.
That's kind of fucked that came all the way back.
Wow. So I'm most likely going to take that. And then set myself up with just needing a running back. And I mean, there's my it's still with that game, but my lineup saying that he's competing enough with Allen that you just still need the pieces from this game, and you don't need the other pieces from.
I mean, you're fading Diggs and Davis by saying like,
and like
James
Jackson's another fun one, but to Detroit with no Goff, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with James Cook.
Yeah. No, funny because I think I would have taken a completely different end there than both of you guys, and nobody said it. I think I would have taken Madison and been like, this is my leverage. Madison bring back off of CeeDee Lamb there. And me betting on James Cook implies that, there's a bit of a blowout on that side. So now my narrative here is Dawson Knox scores 2 touchdowns and that's why it's a blowout, and then James Cook is doing that, or James Cook is just mixed in as like a 40% snap guy. I don't know. Interesting, like different lines of thinking with the same players, right?
I love James Cook this week, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Cook
just
has lines of getting there
without a blowout. Is how I'm saying it. Like he doesn't need a just a full
on the wild side,
blowout.
Boys. Naked Mac Jones is the way. Love to see
yes,
it.
I mean, if you think about it, the Madison's Call of Fun. I honestly think I still might have just went Justin Jackson. I really like Justin Jackson. So
Justin Jackson's usage is very
dang. Nope. Sad.
Oh,
the
draft board?
Yeah, the draft board.
I forgot too.
All right, Nez, you're up.
Nez, let's run it.
Let's go.
Yeah, but save that team. If you could still get that team, save that team because we'll post the teams. You guys can.
And I didn't get it in that nice crisp screenshot.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Some fun news coming out here. Well, not fun for CEH. CEHIR, which means Pacheco season kind of deal. And Fields cleared to practice, which is surprising this early in the week. Separated shoulder, non-throwing shoulder. I think that's an important distinction. It was his left shoulder, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. So Chip bringing it up, always on top of these like late end picks and stuff like that. If you are drafting the main slate right now, just something to consider. Oh, Nez with the influencer 101.
Dog, I'm telling you, I have so much 101. So much.
It just sounds like you need to max
They're on
it.
the stream. Like literally just scroll back and screenshot them. Like that's so true.
Thanks, Chip. Always
helping us out. I was more talking about my that nice screenshot, versus having to go get that awkward boxy one. You all know what I'm talking about. That iPhone crisp clean slingshot. You know what I mean?
The true sickos know exactly what you're talking about.
Look at this. He's come around, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen,
make no mistake what I'm doing here.
Oh,
it's all Josh Allen.
Well, yeah. I think. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I have no idea.
I was just saying to say we. I think we ended up with kind of like similar looking teams because we both got Justin Jefferson at the back end of the board there, right?
No.
And then you got.
No, he went CD. He went CD.
He went CD. Sorry.
Yep.
That's what happened.
I didn't have a Viking, so
right.
Funny enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even say that to brag.
That's how we feel, Bob. Yeah, must be nice, eh?
I have like 23 drafts and I have 10 Josh Allen teams. Like I just.
I'm so sorry, man.
You don't know how
you want to diversify your portfolio.
Here's what's gonna happen, man. It's gonna be Jared Goff week, and I'm not gonna have none of it. Or it's gonna be Dak Prescott week. I'm gonna have none of it.
I just Singletary then.
I'm just telling you, man. I don't do well in these small slates. I'm giving you guys free game here. Absolute free
you're
game.
On the clock, sir.
I think if you just use your nice flat expose, I mean, look at that. It's 3 drafts we've done today, and they've all had Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
This next is where I
against
really
your grain. Take the tight end.
I don't know that I want to do that.
Take him.
I can't, man. I can't. I really want to because it hasn't happened yet, but trying to get Gabe on this at this pick here, not Gabe, Knox is what I really want to do is just get really risky and that's what I always end up doing because I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people are going to have Josh Hawkinson. I should check Chad's sheet. I'm doing it.
I think if you're not going Bill's Onslaught, and I think Bill's Onslaught is very, very obtainable and it's going to be very common. I think that combination of Allen, Davis plus Singletary. Let's just guess right now, because if Allen and Gabe Davis is what we saw 31%, I think Allen, Gabe Davis, and Singletary is 28. What do you guys think? I think it's that close because
really?
it's so easy to click. If you get one, you get the other.
I would have to check my own teams and see like how just to get a feel.
Just guess. I'll pull it up.
Oh, do we have that?
You're
Yeah,
saying,
I got it. I'll find it in
You're
a sec.
saying Josh, Gabe,
10%.
and Singletary?
10. Yeah, Josh Allen, Gabe, and Singletary.
10%.
Less than 10. 8.
Okay, let's see here.
I think more people go Knox. Would they not?
Singletary. I don't know.
They would just wait and get the Knox pick.
Chad's in the sheet as well. I don't know if I screwed.
Dang, I haven't seen a lot of Dak and CD Lamb. That is a nice start there from Roy. I don't see that very often at all. Dak's always getting reached and I don't get it. Like, I don't get why you would like reach on Dak if you're just to like, I don't know.
Yeah, I missed the Hines take. Paul bringing up that Leone had an interesting Naheem Hines take. I imagine it was something along the lines of they got him as veteran insurance and they're saving him for the playoffs. But if he has some spreadsheet stuff, that's a better take than that. I was watching a bit of that show for sure.
I'm on the clock. I think I'm going to take DeAndre Swift here. Leon was talking about his efficiency metrics, like just like, like as we know, like that's what that's why it's so baffling why they aren't using DeAndre Swift as much, because he's not like, I really don't think he's a bad football player. He might have made a couple like
I think he's a good football player,
right? Like that's but like what is up with Dan Campbell thinking like the opposite? That to me is what's like really confusing.
I think it's stylistic.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Damian Harris here next. Go for a 2 running back build just to get some run back equity off of Hawkinson there. And with the Ramondre equity going so high, I think that's decent leverage for a guy who looked pretty damn good last week, and Ramondre's efficiency was not good. So who knows like what kind of how that'll play into Belichick's decision making, but we'll do that because I like a lot of these wide receivers late as opposed to like taking a wide out and then another wide. Like I like Harris here.
Yeah, kind of in this build and like the 2v2 you're looking at. Can you jump back to the board for 1 second? The 2v2 you're kind of looking at in this regard is, would you rather have Harris and would you rather have James Cook and Devontae Parker, or would you rather have Harris and Josh Reynolds, or Harris and insert other wide receiver? And I do tend to agree with you that I would lean the Harris side of both of those. So taking Harris first makes sense.
Yeah. Cook is I love Cook this week, but I think with an Allen Gabe team, there's potential for like a little bit of cannibalizing one another in that sense. I like that show. Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but like McKenzie for me, and I'm probably just being a victim of like his box score last week. Yeah, I don't want it though.
The thing I will bring up about McKenzie from last week, I don't read too much into that because of, okay, we talked about the short week, we talked about the bad travel, we talked about them attacking them on the ground, blah, 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 blah. But the thing with Isaiah McKenzie specifically is he was a midweek downgrade too, right? Like he was a full participant and then he was sick. And then what's to say, like he kind of was like a game time decision, gutted out kind of guy. Like what's to say he wasn't just like, that was his flu game. That was his Devontae Adams flu game. He was, not on the field as much, not utilized as much. And then all of a sudden this week he's full health again. And he just plays the slot for 72%, right? Finds the end zone twice.
Yeah. That's definitely what probably happened. And I need to get more of him. I would like to see how much I have right now. It's not a lot. And I honestly, like when I do take him, I don't even like it. I have 3 shares of him, 2 with Allen. So that's all right. That's not as bad. All right. On the clock for my last pick. I'm going to just queue him up. Going to queue Reynolds up, even though I know I'm taking Josh Reynolds, or I could take Jameson and then swap like I have been doing. I'm going to do it for the stream equity.
For the equity, baby. Let's do it. Take your boy.
I'm just waiting. They didn't give a practice update, but he's practicing. Yeah. So like, just give me a little taste, man. Just give me a little bit of hope. Little hopium, please, man. Just a little taste.
There's I love it. There's a couple things I want to address from the chat right here. How much did Shakir play last week? We talked him up a little bit, or I talked him up a little bit and drafted him in maybe one or two spots there just for that game environment. He had a little slight boost. I want to say a slight boost, but it was damn near negligible. It was an extra snap or two. But more notably, Isaiah McKenzie dropped from 69% of snaps down to 40% of snaps. And then Stephon Diggs only played 66% of snaps last week. And Khalil Shakir played 25% of snaps. So they only had 4 wide receivers. They only rotated 4 wide receivers. But I think the drop in snaps for everyone across the board was more with sets, that they went so much more run heavy, that they did have 2 tight end sets, ran more frequently. I want to confirm that. Yes. So Quentin Morris went from a 19% snap player to a 42% snap player. So they just full-fledged leaned into hey, we're establishing it this week and we're beating this team on the ground. And that's exactly what they did. And that's exactly what the numbers are telling us as well. Whereas I think this week we could definitely see them come back to their normal pass rate over expectation, go with those 3 wide sets, and McKenzie plays 65% of snaps in the slot.
Yeah, Shakir is still being blocked big time.
And yes,
blocked out. It would take an opportunity for him to get there. He's not going to carve himself out anything more than likely. Yeah.
And Bones bringing up one thing here. On the small state, raw points are more important. So are you willing to allow some bad correlation? This is a double-edged sword, because on a small slate, scoring of points is more densely correlated. So it means we want to invite more positive correlation. That being said, projectable volume is very, very important as well. So I gravitate towards stacking more heavily in these small game slates and stacking in positive correlation spots. So, not with a non-pass catching running back and that sort of thing. But there is merit to both schools of thought, and both can play out correctly if you are just searching for raw points, because if this slate plays out 1,000 times over, there's a chance that, there's only 8 touchdowns scored across all 3 games, and you do just need raw points. But if they play out in the fashion in which we expect them to play out, where 2 teams have team totals greater than, 25, 28, whatever, then we want the positive correlations of those teams, right? Did I articulate that well?
Beautifully.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just really going, which is what I've been doing a lot, is just going toward the game or the team with the high projected total, which is the Bills. So getting either Cook or Singletary, even if you already have Diggs or Davis or Knox, just do it and hope that they're the ones scoring the points, because they're projected to score 7 touchdowns, or 5 touchdowns. I apologize. 5 touchdowns. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Probably
that
7.
A lot.
Probably 7.
A range of outcomes. Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. You guys want to run one more draft here and then call it a stream, and we'll run it back we'll do one more together, and then we'll run it back in a couple hours here with Pete. Have a couple beers, have a laugh. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do. Okay. You want to
do the main slate or the turkey?
Let's do the main slate. Let's just switch it up. We've talked turkey the whole time. Let's just fly in blind on the main slate here. We'll do some main slate stuff on Friday. I don't know. I know Numi's out of town. We haven't talked about it greatly on our end. At the very least, we'll do a short stream, or I'll do a stream or something. There will be some form of main slate content on Friday from us. We just don't know what capacity quite yet. Maybe Mark will be here. Maybe one of us, 2 of us, 3 of us. We'll see.
TBD. Here we go. Friends and family. I think Paul is in every single one of these so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, Paul. I don't know how many.
He needs something. He's getting all out because tomorrow he's just going to be with the fam. So all of a sudden, when we all go, all of us, when we all go to our phones and go, Oh no, not right now.
That's
not
when
right
the
now.
old Canadians scoop in, eat all that EV, baby. Woo.
Yeah, that's
you guys
right.
you guys are gonna be stuffing your face with turkey. I'm gonna be stuffing my face with EV.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reg for like 5 drafts all at once, and then like just take an extra long bathroom break. And I'm just in there like, geez, like,
honey, are you okay? Yeah, is everything okay in there?
Must have been
knocking on the door.
Yeah.
Oh my god, does he not like our cooking?
They hear me like swearing. They're like, oh shit.
Yeah, this guy's going in there for the 3rd time today. Oh my lord.
I love it.
He's not doing so good.
Numi, what were you?
No, we'll see. We'll see. You might go ahead.
No, you guys always put stuff in the private chat, and I'm not smart enough to look at the drafts, talk, then read the private chat, then and I was just kind of getting a sense.
John,
Bob taking an absolute.
What did you tell me?
stand.
What did you tell me when you're talking? Just keep talking. Don't worry about what's there.
Yeah. Oh, friends and family.
This to me is super easy. Is
Tyreek
Hill here? Yeah, I don't see like why you would take Mahomes without Kelsey. Like, I think that's a pretty easy fade at ADP.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Admittedly, I've only done a handful of these. Tyreek just seems so safe now, doesn't he? Like, he just seems like he's got. We used to worry about Tyreek being like he's going to put up 4 points or he's going to put up 50 points, and there was not anymore. Now I'm just like, oh yeah, Tyreek's going to put up like 12 as a baseline, or he's going to break the slate.
Yeah, is he in terms of just how safe you feel? You know what I mean? Is he what Cooper Kupp was last year? You know what I mean? Like literally,
straight up.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, good take.
I don't know. Like it's not obviously different archetype. I'm just in terms of how safe you feel of clicking his name, putting him in your lineup, what he's going to give you. It's like, yeah.
James in the draft. Yeah, I agree with your Mahomes take. Let him fall back to 12. That's
that happened to me this morning, man. I'm not gonna lie. I did.
That's crazy.
Nobody cares about your teams. Finally get to say it to you.
I do. Well, you could set yourself up for a nice little Waddle double here. Did Mark Andrews already go?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this is exactly what I think we should do is try to get the double.
Get the two a double going here.
Yeah, it's so fun, but we'll see. Because we got Bop, who's an absolute villain.
He just wants to set it on fire.
He lives to just make us miserable.
He's cooking something up right now. Just like, what do you mean?
Nez, can you click the big board for me just for 1 second?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to put it on the other tab so you can see it better.
Yeah, we can see it later too.
MEC or just have no idea.
Kenneth Walker at second, like obviously it's a stance which he's taking, which is cool, but I'm just interested to see I don't even really know how that game projects right now.
I think it's decently high scoring.
Yeah. As
far as the total goes. Okay, so now we can't play around. We gotta take Tua. I don't even he would fall back, I think. But with Paul and baby Stevie, I don't think they would take him. But I also I don't want to put the onus. I don't want to put the onus on them to be like, hey guys, we're all friends. Don't snipe my guy. No, I'm just
right. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna pay the price. You know.
I think on stream you made a great business decision because it looks kind of fishy, if you don't. But I think in reality, I think you could have got away with it because Stevie has Mark Andrews and Lamar still on the board, and he's going to take Lamar 100% of the time right here. That you kind of could have opened yourself up there, and I don't think Paul would ever take Tua unstacked there. I think he could have got away with it for sure.
Probably. I'm not sure what I sacrificed there, but all right. Now we have Kittle looking at us in the face, and to me, after Kittle, it's not good.
Yeah. And I think Kittle's going to get steamed a little bit more as the week goes on in these drafts after he had, we got to think that ADP opened during Monday Night Football and people hadn't seen the 2 touchdowns yet. They hadn't seen the slate break, right? And now, Kittle's going to get thrust up where there's going to be 3 tight ends with ADPs that are 12 or lower.
Mm-hmm. And it's definitely going to, I think that George Kittle's going to see himself into the early third, very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
There goes Jamar.
Yep.
right here.
Yeah. So there you go. Jamar Chase getting pushed up, and from one of the non-badge players who is not watching the stream in theory. I mean, maybe no, but the other 4 are guaranteed in the stream right now watching and talking about this. And the fact that the 6th player here is the one still on Jamar getting pushed up in the 3rd round just speaks to our point.
We did get Jamar news, actually, per Zach Taylor. Jamar hasn't practiced yet, and he's considered day to day.
Okay. Yeah. I pulled this up a while ago that I still have on the side. Lawrence Cager, he's just not like much of a dude, like he's been around in the league for a bit. He's 25, 26 now. Sorry, you're on the clock. Make the decision.
We are. I'm just going to throw some guys out here. Let me know what you guys think. Really into Rachaad White this week, but
yeah,
we can probably.
Hayden posted a nice chart about that. I like the Amari White mini too.
Okay.
You could twist my arm into doing Alvin Kamara as a bring back off of Kittle as well. And you could, there we go. We'll go with that. Sure.
Yeah, we kind of had to there. I'm like, dude, these Alvin Kamara performances are just so uninspiring.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like his box score.
I mean, when you got Andy Dalton slinging the rock, can't expect Alvin Kamara to get involved.
The Niners defense is legit, man. You want to talk about like another really tough matchup? That's really tough.
Let's go. Big shouts, Drew. Gonna be
fam.
wearing that. Yeah, merch fam. What up?
Softest shirt you'll ever own, I promise.
Oh yeah, wear it to the dog park.
So what's the take? Cager's putting up a donut this Thursday or what?
No, okay. So I wouldn't go that far. I really like the usage and stuff like that. I was just kind of putting it out into the universe that like, man, he's been around the league for like a long time and he's been active for 5, 6, 7 games in his life. Like we're talking about a player who has 13 targets.
What do you guys think about Pacheco?
Getting ahead of the market on it? Sure, why not?
CEH on IR.
Speaking of that, I do Pacheco, but Andy Reid said Ronald Jones has a legitimate chance to play in Sunday's game against the Rams.
Let's go, baby. Give us some hope.
That was the greatest response ever. But I mean, obviously that's not doing anything to your we're not expecting that. But it's just, isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Can't wait for him to like have one game of nothing, then get cut.
Let's go, son.
Lawrence Cager's prop right now is 14.5 wide receiver or 14.5.
What a hot take to come out and say Lawrence Cager is not a dude. Bold.
I mean,
you're bold, and you know what? Yeah. You're bold for saying that.
No, I mean, like, so that's not a lot of yards. Like, are you thinking that's too high? I mean, that's like it's like one catch, 2 catches.
No. My point being, like, why are we getting excited about a dude like that? Like, I don't know. Like, I get.
Are we excited?
Round. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
No one's. I don't think anyone's excited. They're just. We're talking the tight end position and the variance of the tight end position. It's not out of the role for him to literally fall into something and us go, of course Lawrence Cager does it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But yeah,
it's this, it's that. Like, it's not good.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you put in Baby Stevie bringing up the Connor one? His usage is okay. Everybody's shitting on me. Yes, I know, Chip. We're talking about 6th round gross tight ends. I know.
I don't have. He's not in there because
he's not in there yet.
We're waiting for injury stuff.
Okay. Yeah. No. Just interesting take on like Connor there, just because Connor's role has been incredible. Like Connor's role has been very, very encouraging, right?
Very much so. I mean, you look at his snap. I think he played like 91%. 77 because of the blowout, but before that it was 96% of snaps. Like I like him a lot. And
that was rooms. Jonathan Taylor-esque from the week before. You know what I mean? When we got all excited about like no Deion Jackson in there, like here we go, right? Like that kind of usage, which is very encouraging. Now, if he does anything with it, he's heavily involved in the pass catching game. He gets all the goal line carries. James Conner could be like that sneaky guy you need in best ball to close out the year here. And I mean, they're not going to shut him down, even if they're not in contention. And Kyler goes, "Oh, my hamstring," and the team folds. Like, they're still going to keep running James Conner, right?
Yeah. He could be a problem in the playoffs, no doubt. Because I also don't think the Cardinals. I mean, it's Cliff Kingsbury. I just don't think the Cardinals are like that bad. Like, we just saw them get whooped on primetime. I'm not willing to write them off. I just think the Niners are rolling. There was a guy. I forget what sport he has, like his own, like Circus Sports, I think, said that he would have the Niners like favored at a neutral field against every NFC team right now.
Wow. Oh, I mean,
yeah,
that's
which
bold.
like really puts
it's not inconceivable.
Can't blame it.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I can't blame it. I mean, they've got the most insane group of skill position players in the league. I mean,
Jimmy G's nasty.
They're legit.
Yeah, I said something on Twitter the other. Jimmy G's nasty. I love that, dude. I said something on Twitter the other night that, like, I can't think of a better play in football than just little Texas routes or little bubble screens to CMC and Deebo Samuel, and you have it on either side, and then George Kittle as a lead blocker. And if he bumps and cuts, like, and then runs a little flank route, then you have him as well. Like, I don't know that there's anything better in football than that. Like, that's pretty crazy.
And
maybe Tyreek.
Swiss Army knife Kyle Juszczyk out there too, just to do anything and everything. Like,
there you go, baby.
We can't all have Adam Thielen and KJ Osborne in our 3 wideout sets, man.
This is the greatest comment to end the show with of all time.
Is that dude's real name?
Yeah,
No.
that was the
tight end. Sorry, I read it as
Tarantino.
literally Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, I just read it as that. Yeah,
that was the week that we hyped we hyped every other Texans tight end for that little 2-game slate, and we're like, yeah, one of them's got to catch a touchdown, and it's this fucking the director Tarantino, man.
That's the best nickname ever.
Yeah, I love it. So good. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, fun show. Some good drafts. We'll post those drafts. Just make fun of us on the internet for us. We're engagement farming. I'm not gonna lie. We're engagement farming. I'm going to stoop to that level. I'm that guy now.
Engagement farming? No,
I'm doing it. I'm throwing in the towel on all credibility I once had, which was nil, and
capitulating.
Yeah, we're capitulating on engagement farming stance. We'll be back later with Pete. 2:45. We are going to draft some more football teams. I think we'll do some more main slate stuff now that I think about it. That sounds like a lot of fun, right? We'll do some more turkey stuff because it's top of mind. And then I think we'll pivot and do some main slate stuff just to get it in there. No hoops. I promise if we got a little time this afternoon, after we get a couple wobblies in us, that we'll give you the New Me After Dark that everybody has been looking for. Everybody wants that New Me After Dark. We want that closer to lock. Everybody's been waiting for it for a Hoops Takes. Pete's going to join us for like half an hour, 45 minutes. We know he's not going to be there for the whole time. So maybe as soon as Pete goes, we'll run like 1 or 2 hoops right after that. Give the people what they want, and we'll make Newbie booze every time he drafts someone who sucks at hoops or something like that. We'll have some.
We really can't disappoint superfan shit, man.
I'm gonna be driving up to my in-laws, and I'm just gonna be like fucking
thumbs up, baby.
Yeah, Gonzo. Yeah, well, no, I'm not gonna be driving. Like I'm gonna be in the passenger seat by my girlfriend. I'm just gonna be drafting turkey teams, just riding. Yeah.
Oh man, nothing better than drafting winners riding shotgun. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good life right there. It's the best life. Drafted teams on the way up. Yeah. We need a rant from yesterday's Joker bit.
With today's injury report, I bet we'll get a couple. So
all right, perfect. That's what the people want. Anyways, thanks everyone so much for being here. We'll be back 2:45 Eastern time zone. Draft some more turkeys and stuff like that. Thank you all. Shout out to Underdog for giving us a little bit of a platform there to share our content. Amazing stuff. Can't wait what's in store for the future of the Badge Bros, the Badge Brigade. Thank you all for being here. Big shout out again to Chad for winning last night. Everybody's favorite time of the show. The end.
See you in a few.